Okay, chapter 13. Come you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. Matthew 25:34. Somebody want to do that? Warm up.
As we near the end of the book of Matthew, Jesus draws together three parables that again emphasize his call to walk the second mile. Walking the second mile is a lifestyle. It is a mindset that works with purpose for those moments when we can help others see Jesus and invite them to experience his grace, whether we are inviting someone to a worship service or taking them a meal or driving them to a doctor's appointment. Second mile servants are people who deliberately look for opportunities to show God's grace to others.
Well, we did that. Did y'all ever pay attention when we did that Thanksgiving deal, how people they were smiling and they were happy and they were having fun today that we did that Thanksgiving deal? I mean, it was amazing. I looked around, they had big smiles on everybody's face.
It was positive.
Yeah, they were enjoying the food, they were positive, they were having a good time. That's the second mile service when we do those things. Okay, somebody do the first paragraph of being deliberate.
In Matthew 25, 1 through 13, 10 virgins prepared for a wedding celebration. They gathered lamps and oil to greet the bridegroom as he comes to the wedding feast. All the virgins come with lamps ready to greet the bridegroom, but only 5 of the virgins bringing extra oil. The wise virgins are deliberately in the preparation. They plan, prepare, and think ahead about what might be required as they wait for the bridegroom. It is their deliberate preparation that reveals the heart of his teaching. Second mile servants are deliberately and purposeful in the way they walk through each day. To be deliberately means actions are carefully weighed or considered.
Y'all know about the bridegroom, why Jesus talks about the bridegroom and all that stuff. The reason he does is him coming back is part of a Jewish wedding. When he left, he followed the same tradition as a Jewish wedding because he gave us a gift that he wants back. It has to be something extra special, so he left us the Holy Spirit. So, and of course, the groom never knows when the wedding's going to be. Only the father does. In the Jewish tradition, it's only the father that, because when the groom leaves, he goes back to build a house for them, and you get that all done. And then the father of the groom will say, okay, son, it's time. And that's why Jesus tells us when he left, I don't know the day or time, only the Father does. And that's Jewish tradition. So if you look at Jewish tradition, that's exactly what he's doing.
Well, isn't that showing 5 of the women preparing for extra, bringing extra oil, and the other 5 that they run out of oil.
And that's what Jesus is telling us in this scenario, is to be ready. You know, and that's what he wants us to do, is to be ready and be ready to go at any time, because the Father may say it's time. And at that point, Jesus comes back. So that is the big deal with Jesus. He wanted us to be ready. He doing what we need to do. One of the things that drives me crazy is these, TV evangelists, I can't think of their name, that one's name, but they're always talking about end times, prepare for end times. Hey, yeah, there's no sense. We do the same thing every day, until the end. If we focus our attention on the end of the world, then we forget getting people into the church. We start focusing on our salvation and not anybody else's. So I think it's wrong when we concentrate on it. It is good to preach a sermon on the end times, which I'm going to do here in about 3 weeks, but it's something you don't want to focus on constantly, because then that gets people scared and they're looking for their salvation and nobody else's, and so you quit working, and that's what he's talking about. Just don't quit working. Keep your lamp straight. It means that our words are intentional and our focus is steady and ensure like the virgins in the parable. We not only consider the moment, but deliberately plan ahead to prepare to serve. Being second-mile service requires a deliberate focus. We must examine each moment for the movement of God and the doors of opportunity He opens for us to show others His grace. And that's what he's talking about, is be ready to do those things. Be ready, prepared to help people do those things. And nowhere does it say prepare yourself, it says prepare others. Because you should be prepared. You know, if you're in church every Sunday, you should be prepared. You should know what's going on. You should have the knowledge. And what we need to do is to let those people that don't have the knowledge or the understanding to understand.
Well, I lost my train of thought.
I do that all the time.
Talk about getting prepared for the end of time. You don't know when your time is up.
That's right.
So you better prepare.
Before.
Yep.
Because from one day, well, it says in the Bible, because tomorrow may never come.
Yep.
You know, you never know. I mean, we're healthy one day. There was a young football player not too long ago, had a heart attack on the field, died. I think he's like 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No.
You just don't know. Somebody want to do the foolish virgins? That's going to be long.
The foolish virgin also teaches us something about walking the second mile. In their rush to get more oil from their lamps, they miss the bridegroom because they are not careful in their preparation. They become rushed and hurried. They move their focus away from the bridegroom, not with evil intent, but because they did not see the importance of timing. They were not looking at the movement of the bridegroom, just at their own shortfalls. A lack of being deliberate causes them to lose focus. Timing is another factor that plays an important role in the parable of the virgins, and highlights another aspect of being deliberate means to be unhurried. Hurrying makes it difficult to walk the second mile. When we rush, we miss the opportunity that surrounds us. Being deliberate means that we walk not only God's path, but in God's timing, giving us control of our schedule. And aging, Agnes may be one of the most difficult challenges of the second mile.
This is true. When you feed around doing something, you always miss something. You think about if you're going somewhere and you're in a hurry and you drive away, you always remember, oh no, I'll have this. But if you start the day or two before, packing and getting it all ready, you got time to do that.
We do that all the time.
Trust me, I know from experience.
Yeah, we do.
I always do something.
Well, I talked to Danny the other day, it's about time to start thinking about fishing.
Yeah.
He said, well, let me know a couple of days ahead of time.
Cause that kind of get it put together. It is, it's getting that time of the year.
Yep.
Hey, what we gotta say, these books, now what we used to do with our Sunday school books, if you know somebody and you think they'll read it, give it to them. Cause we're gonna have these Sunday school books this week.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna use it, give it to them, let them read through it, and they kinda know who we are, that helps them understand what the church is about. So sometimes that works good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't need to be rushed around. Cause we don't want to miss it. You got one shot. You want to do the first one and be deliberate about opportunity, anybody? Don't do it. First paragraph, it's long.
In Matthew 25, verse 14 through 30, the parable of the talents. A master entrusts his property to 3 servants as he prepares to go on a journey. To one servant he gives 5 talents, to another he gives 2 talents, to the third he gives 1 talent. While the master is gone, the first 2 servants invest their talents and receive a sizable return. The third servant buries the talent he received and awaits the master's return. You want me to keep reading?
Yeah, one more paragraph.
When the master comes home, he rewards the first and second servants, praising them for their use of his talents. The third servant returns the unused talent and claims that he feared the master's wrath if he were to lose the talent he had been entrusted. The master's anger is severe. He takes the 1 talent away from the servant and casts him out into the darkness.
Okay. You see the parable here? You see the point of the parable here?
Yeah. What I think is he's saying, if you got talent, you use them,
Don't waste it.
don't waste it.
Yeah, and the church is all, the church is one, but in that one, there's many talents inside of that church. And he's talking about none here, but what he's trying to get the point to is each church has several talents in the church. I mean, Anthony and everybody in here has a talent they can do. We all have a blessing from God that we can do things inside of the church. And they'll all be different. And that's how God gives each person a separate talent that they can do. And they can help with the church and grow in the church. And that's why everybody can do different things.
I think it's also trying to imply that you would rather you try it and
Yeah.
fail than not try at all.
That's right, because if you hide the talent, then nobody ever sees it, and nothing gets accomplished. Like the other 2, they use theirs, and they got a return. Well, if we use our talents in the church, what he's saying, we'll get a return. So we have to use those talents and what we can do to get the church to grow, and that's what he's telling us to do. Second mile service deliberately look for the opportunity God gives us to show others His grace. Some people may receive many opportunities, others just a few. The number of opportunities doesn't matter as much as what we do with them. We'll be courageous and step out in faith when an opportunity comes to walk the second mile with someone and show them God's grace, or we'll be afraid and let that moment pass by.
You skipped the paragraph before.
Oh, the parable of the talents. Okay, I'm sorry, I got back to that. The parable of the talents is about opportunity. Given the rich gift they receive, the servant has an opportunity to do something amazing for the master. The number of talents received isn't the focus of the parable. The point of the parable is how each servant chooses to use the opportunity he has been given. And that's what we need to do, is as we're given these talents, we're supposed to use them and not ignore them and do what we can do to make everything grow.
Well, I think everybody knows what kind of talent they got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just need to step out with it, is what it is. I mean, we need to use it. And I'll give you an example. I was probably one of the most shy persons in the world. I couldn't, it was hard for me to stand up and say my name and be a bunch of people. I just couldn't do it. It wasn't possible. Until I had to. And I think sometimes we get to the point where we have to. We have to do those things. I mean, like that young man the other day, we were both sitting there waiting on our orders until I started talking to him. And he gave me a brochure and said, "Hey, why don't you come to our church?" And sure enough, him and his wife were just getting moved in here. And so he said he was going to come. I'm going to go back and message him again just to make sure.
Yeah.
So,
Not everybody knows their talents.
no. You have to see them. You have to realize them. And God usually shows you that, hey, you really need to be doing this. And He will tell you. He will show you. You'll get a phone call, hey, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? I was just going to church at that time down there, and we had evangelist show up at the church, the priest that was doing you remember that? He was a real tall, heavy boy. Anyway, he was doing services that week, and after church, he come up and he said, "Are you a preacher?" And I said, "No." He said, "Why are you not?" And why? And he said, "Your voice." He said, "You've got a great voice. You need to be a preacher." He said, "You need to think about that." And then I kept getting it after that. It wasn't just one time, it just kept coming, senior pastor came up and said, "Jimmy, you need to think about becoming a preacher." And then they offered me schools and all this stuff, but I don't remember that. But anyway, long story. But God showed me. God showed me. Success on the second mile is measured by the number of times we lift up Jesus before others. Their reaction is not a measure of God's pleasure. Jesus is clear that some will receive His grace with joy and others will reject the life because they live in darkness, because they love darkness. So often we want to count success by the number of people we influence. God measures our success by the number of times we take advantage of the opportunity to show others His grace, whether they accept it or not. Now, we do have an exciting deal going to happen. I don't have the date yet, but we will be doing that as we report on. So, I'm excited about that. Looking forward to it.
You gonna tell us who it is?
Oh, it's free.
And Drew's mother.
Yeah.
Our grandmother.
Yeah. She sent me a text the other day, she says, "We got emergency, it's the same scenario, we can get prepared
Yeah.
and be ready. Alright, where are we at?
We're at being deliberate about love.
No, we didn't do that one.
Maybe before we done.
No, we didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
Okay. I like to do that. Somebody do the first two paragraphs of being delivered about
The parable of the sheep and the goats reveals the power of the second mile. Showing and sharing God's grace is measured in the small moments. One truth revealed in this parable is that God sees and smiles each time we reach out with His love to someone on the road beside us. Every cup of water is offered in His name. Every changed flat tire is filled with His love. Every meal prepared is seasoned with His grace. Jesus meets us on the second mile every day. Sometimes we are captivated by big events, splashy advertising, and large crowds. Those events can be second mile opportunities. But in this parable, Jesus draws our eyes to quieter moments. Sending a card, making a phone call, hammering a nail, picking up trash. Jesus pays attention to the way we pay attention to His presence in the world. He wants us to see every need as a moment in which He can be revealed. He wants us to see every person as someone who needs to experience His grace. Go on.
Yeah, I'm going to
Being a second mile servant means that we walk in the footsteps of Jesus. He defines the second mile. He transforms us to walk the second mile. He opens doors of opportunity for us to show others His grace on the second mile. Walking the second mile is a lifetime journey. Every day is filled with opportunities to lift up Jesus. Second mile servants are deliberate about searching out the moments in which God can be glorified. They understand that God is present in the world and He opens doors of opportunity for us to walk through and show others His love. Second mile servants know that grace extended in quiet, given to the lonely, offered to a stranger, and shown to those whose souls hunger for a glimpse of God, brings honor and delight to the Lord and answers His purpose in our lives and theirs. Cool down.
I like the part about hammering a nail or any of those things. We need to be more active in the community. I mean, if we're drive around and we see somebody's yard way overgrown, it doesn't hurt to walk up and say, I'm in church house in your town, and your yard is overgrown, you need some help. And then we call everybody, we went in the yard for them, clean it up. And then you'd be surprised how much that helps, because they're going to talk to all kinds of people, hey, church house in the yard. And that helps.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. Probably wouldn't hurt one day for us to drive around Hammer and say, you really need help. And then make it happen. Because there is yards throughout Hammer that doesn't help.
Like ours.
Yeah, I gotta get ours mowed.
Well, I would say the older class people that, would be more out to say something about it
Yeah.
instead of a young person
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
don't care whether it's grew up or not.
It could be 10 foot tall and they don't care.
Yep.
Yeah, but a lot of these older folks, they like their yard to be nice. And I do. I like for mine to be clean, nice, and mowed, and looks good. And some of these guys and ladies get so old they can't do it. And their yard's just overgrown. And they're not able to work with it. And that's where we come in as a church. And that's what they're telling us here. That's what we come in, we help them. And there's people that don't get fed, and there's a lot of programs today that a lot of the older folks don't take benefit from, that Meals on Wheels. A lot, because they can't get out and go anywhere, and so their little bit of money don't get them good food. But it would be nice to sit down with them and say, hey, have you ever heard of Meals on Wheels? And then get them the information where they can call. You know, and that's called working in the community. We should be a big part of this community, a big part. Okay, walking the second mile, cool down. The song Make Me a Servant is one of my favorites. I first learned the song in college through years of working with families and teens. I have come to love its simple request to be shaped into the likeness of Jesus. The desire to emulate Christ has powerful implications for the lives of God's people. Imagine a church full of the desire to be like Jesus, a body that longs to conform to the nature and character of Christ. Can you picture the impact on our children, neighbors, schools, workplace? Walking the second mile is a journey that changes us from the inside out. Nothing is left untouched by the hands of God. When we surrender ourselves to Him, as God works this transformation into lives, we become people who cannot help but share the grace that God has lavished on us. Second mile servants are people who deliberately look for opportunity to share God's grace to others. Spend this week singing, Make Me a Servant. Every morning, get up and commit yourself to the second mile, looking for the opportunities He plants in each day to share this grace. Remember that everything you do for the least of these, the lady at the store, the guy at the gas station, your spouse, and your friends, you do for Jesus Himself.
You know that senior center here,
Yeah.
where Bob and I went Nada, they have a lot of elderly people that go there. And a lot of elderly people have friends there. So you have the elderly people that attend, and they're the ones that are talking to the other people about Meals on Wheels and things like that. And so, as do, they have a lot of literature there in the front when we walk in.
Right.
That gives you all that information.
Yeah, but see, you have people, elderly people like, what was her name next door that died?
Lucille.
No, next door.
Lucille.
Oh, was that her name?
Yeah.
Okay. I always call her Granny. But anyway, she got Meals on Wheels, but she was a shut-in. She couldn't go anywhere. And it wouldn't have been for Vicky and them, she wouldn't have known. Because she was shut in.
Well, she had a husband, Eddie,
Well, yeah, but
and they had 5 children.
the point I'm making, there's a lot of elderly people that are shut-ins. Because how many meals do we deliver to shut-ins on Thanksgiving? 20, 30, 40, 50?
We made 50.
50. So there's 50 shut-ins here in this area.
That get Meals on Wheels.
They may or may not, because you never
The
know.
senior center has a lot of information. That's what it's for.
But you're
Yeah, but
missing
not
the
very
point.
many seniors get out to go get that center. There's not very many go there.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a lot that
But
goes.
that's-
Bob and I went there, it was full.
But that's the point I'm trying to make, is there is seniors out there
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
that are shut-ins. They can't go anywhere. For example, the lady we take communion to, she's a shut-in. She can't go anywhere, so she's dependent on other people. And that's the ones that would really help in.
So did you tell her about that?
No, her daughter right now is cooking for her. Her daughter has.
Which probably is healthier than Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, but her daughter is cooking for her right now, but that's her only
It's
out.
an option though for her,
Yeah,
because they only give you 1 meal a day.
yeah. Well, that's not much.
Well, that's all they get. My sister was on that, you know that.
And then we need to get our pantry open.
And it's to make sure that that person gets at least 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
Doesn't starve to death. That's what the meaning behind it is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring a freezer up, so clean it up, and that way we can put chicken and different things in there.
Mhm.
And that way, when we serve people, you know, it's not just give them cans of vegetables and cereal and stuff like that. We're giving them actual meat, food,
Mhm.
substance that can help them.
If they could.
Yeah. Well, we got TV dinner.
Well,
That's something.
yeah, the Meals on Wheels, when my sister has it, okay, the one meal,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't what you'd say was real healthy,
Right,
especially for her,
yeah.
because she was limited in what she had liver problems, she's not supposed to
Oh.
eat meat, but they would serve her that. But it was one meal that kept her from, you know, in case she didn't have a meal at all, it kept her from being hungry or starving, right?
Mhm.
That's what that's meant for. And so, it is for people that can't, Donna couldn't cook, she couldn't go out in the kitchen and cook a meal. She would throw something in the microwave, was about all she could do. So, it's a prepared meal,
Well,
and it's good, it's a good thing.
well, that's what I'm saying, and we could, if, you know, the people that can cook, they can get chicken, because all of them aren't gonna be that old.
What were you saying about TV dinners?
It's-
Offering TV dinners.
What?
He was talking about offering TV dinners.
Oh, who?
Yeah,
You were?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
that would work. I mean, it's food.
yeah, and most
Yeah.
homes nowadays have a microwave, even if
Yeah,
it's a
they
really
do.
old one,
yeah, well,
so.
see, like I said, my sister would throw something in the microwave,
Yeah.
you know. She would.
Well, I eat them TV dinners quite often.
Yes. I mean, that's what I'm saying, it's food, it's not the greatest food in the world, but it'll
But
keep
it's
you
like
from
Meal on
starving.
Wheels, it's food.
Yeah, it
Keeps
will,
it
it
from
will
being
keep
like, I think
you
that's a
from
good
starving.
idea.
Yeah,
They come with dessert and vegetable.
Yeah.
and-
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
so we just gotta get one of our freezers empty so we can get
We
it.
still
open.
like them.
Yeah, I love TV
For a
dinners,
long time
especially
ago.
if you're in a hurry and you got time to do anything else.
Well, we haven't ate those in years, but we used to a long time ago. Those Marie calendars are actually healthy.
Yeah, they're good meals. But yeah, that would help some folks, you know,
Sure it would.
once we get our pantry open. And we
Yeah.
gotta get it built up, we gotta get the stock back up, get the freezer in, and then we can get chicken and stuff, you know, stuff that we can give out that people can eat, and throw some TV dinners in there.
We need to have that keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, the church needs to keep restocking,
Yeah, as
restocking.
much as they can.
Now, the doctor's office up here at Palmer,
Mhm.
going up the hill,
Mhm.
when the doctor's office, when you leave Palmer going towards our house, there's a doctor's office up there just past the bank.
Our care,
Our care.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
well, they're giving us food,
They are,
yeah,
that's wonderful.
yeah, so we need to take advantage of all the people that really want to help.
Yeah.
And so, that way we can get this out and get it going, feed some people.
You need to advertise that we have it though.
We gotta get it open first.
Well, I know, but then I'm saying you have to get it out.
Yeah, then our care said let us know when you're open and ready,
Oh, good.
and we'll make a little bitty brochure for our care to hand out to the
Okay.
people that needs it.
I see it on Facebook for Heber.
Yeah,
They have it advertised on Facebook for people that need food. It's a pantry,
yeah,
and there's more than one.
yeah,
So that's another option.
yeah. Well, we'll use all options to start with.
Once we get.
Yeah, I think yeah, we just gotta get it all cleaned up back there and get it done. Okay. Never mind. I guess that's it.
It's done 15 minutes.
No, we're closed at 10:45.
Oh, you haven't changed the clock yet. It says 9:45, doesn't it? It says 9:45, it says 9:45.
Oh.
So, yeah.
What time is it? Did we start early?
10:45, yeah, we started just a little bit, but not very much early.
Okay.
So we just have to put the clock up here. It's 10:45 now.
But anyway, the parables are directed towards the church. That's what the parables are for, is the church. And we should accept them and learn and do the things we need to do. We do. Don't forget, if you know somebody, pass the book along.